Morning, all of you. Today I am going to do ophthalmology. Ophthalmology is a very important part of your science or treatment. So, first you should know what is ophthalmology. So, ophthalmology under ophthalmology, some term is there that is aesthesiology, deals with the description of special sense organ of sight and hearing. So this one is aesthesiology. And what is ophthalmology? It is the science which deals the structure, function, and disease of the eye. So we can understand under ophthalmology that is related to eye and function, structure, and disease of the eye. And what is optometry? Optometry is healthcare which involve examination of the eye and applicable visual system for defect or abnormal as well as the medical diagnosis and management of eye disease. That is optometry. So in optometry, you examine the eye, you examine the visual system of eye, and if there is any defect, then management in this optometry branch, right? Another is orthotics, treatment of defective visual habits, defect of binocular vision, such as strabismus. This is very common problem in human beings, and also you can see in animals by non-surgical measures, especially by exercise of strengthening the muscles. Because if there is a problem related to muscles, then you can treat with some visual exercise, right? And you correct the visual habits, right? So you should know anatomy of eye. The in anatomy of eye, you can see here orbit of eye. You can see here lacrimal gland. You can see here eyelid, eyelashes, and this one is orbit, right? So you can see here, this one is lateral canthus and this one is medial canthus, right? So you can see here nictitating membranes, that is third eyelid. You can see here lacrimal excretory duct. You can see here duct, and this one is lacrimal gland. So you can see here that is lateral commissure. You can see lateral canthus. You can see lateral canthus. Then you can see here conjunctiva. Okay, and you can see here some minutely tarsal gland, right? You can see again here third eyelid. Then you can see again here third eyelid. This one is paper, right? And here some lacrimal gland, right? Here lacrimal gland. And you can see here medial commissure. So towards your nose, that is uh, medial commissure, right? And you can see here nasolacrimal duct. Okay. Uh, in nasolacrimal duct, in nasolacrimal apparatus, with this one is lacrimal sac. Okay, and this one is lacrimal caruncles, right? And here nasolacrimal duct. Okay. Then you should know about eyelid. Okay. This one is upper eyelid, right? And this one is lower eyelid, right? So upper eyelid is much more extensive and more movable than the lower one. And about palpebral fissure, the interval between the lids is termed as palpebral fissure. So this one is lid, upper eyelid, and this one is lower eyelid. And between this interval, you can say palpebral fissure. The end of palpebral fissure are the angle of conchae. I already discussed. So this palpebral fissure and end, this one is one end, this one is another end. So this one is medial canthus and this one is lateral canthus. The lids unite on either side and form a commissure. If unite either side, if unite either side, then you can say that is the commissure. So you can see here internal structure. Okay. Then this is conjunctival sac, right? And you can see here eyelashes. This is not internal structure. This is eyelashes, right? You can also call cilia, and this one is cornea. Okay. This one is iris. Okay. And you can see here anterior chamber, right? And you can see here posterior chamber, right? Again, here you can see third eyelid. Then you can see here retina. That this one is, this structure is choroid, and then you can see here sclera, and this one is vitreous chamber, and this one is optic disc, and here optic nerve, sclera, and what is limbus? Okay, the point where sclera or cornea join together, and that junction is called limbus. Some anatomical structure, that is refractive media of the eye. So refractive media of the eye is cornea, aqueous humor, lens, and vitreous humor. You can see here clear cut cornea, anterior chamber, right? And you can see here lens, right? Iris and ciliary body. Here you can see white, yellowish one, that is sclera, then choroid, retina, and optic nerve. So refractive surface of the eye, anterior surface of the cornea, anterior surface of the lens, and post surface of the lens. So here refractive media of the eye and refractive surface of the eye. So refractive media of the eye is cornea, aqueous humor, lens, and vitreous humor, right? And refractive surface of the eye is anterior surface of the cornea, anterior surface of the lens, and post surface of the lens, right? So this one is people. So there is a different size of people in different species. So rectangular pupils like those of goat, cow, and horse, right, allow for wider vision. So goats, cow, and horse, there is rectangular pupils. Rectangular pupil. Pupil. So you can see here punctum lacrimal. This is the drainage of excessive tear. If there is excessive tear, then through this system, tears excrete from nasal, right? So the edge of eyelid is pierced near the medial angle by minute slit-like opening of the punctum lacrimal. You can see here in a medial canthus, there is minute slit, thus that is punctum lacrimal. Okay, through this structure is connected, right? The lacrimal duct upper and lower begins at the puncta and converts the medial commissure to open in the lacrimal sac. So I have shown a picture that lacrimal sac. So you can see here gland of third eyelid, here nasal punctum, right? This one is canaliculi, okay? Lacrimal puncta, lacrimal gland, lacrimal ducts, and here tarsal gland, right? So you should know about some glands related to eye. So first one is Hardus gland, that is Harderian gland. Resemble lacrimal gland situated on the inner surface of third eyelid close to the outer border, right? That is Harderian gland. And tarsal gland is modified sebaceous gland situated within the tarsal plate, right? So you can see here tarsal gland. The duct of this gland open along the free border of eyelid. So you can see here that is open free border of eyelid. So under anatomy there is tunics of eye. So you can see here tunics fibrosa. Under tunic fibrosa there is sclera, cornea, right? So tunic fibrosa, under tunic fibrosa there is sclera or cornea, and vascular tunic of uvea, that is choroid ciliary body or iris, and nervous tunic, that is retina. So you can see again pupil here, then aqueous humor, okay, then cornea, conjunctiva, right? Ciliary body, vitreous humor. Here you can see clear cut optic nerve. Then here retina, right? Choroid, and this one is sclera. So there is 7 muscles of eye. You should remember these 7 muscles of eye, right? So there is first one is dorsal rectus, ventral rectus. Second one is ventral rectus. Third one is medial rectus. Then lateral rectus. Okay, dorsal oblique, ventral oblique, and retractor oculi. So there is 4 rectus muscles and 2 oblique, and 1 oculi muscles. Innervation related to nerve. So dorsal rectus, nerve oculomotor third, then ventral rectus, oculomotor, medial rectus, oculomotor, then lateral rectus also abducens fourth, dorsal oblique, trochlear fourth, ventral oblique, oculomotor third, and retractor oculi abducens fourth. So actions, dorsal rectus actions elevate globe, and ventral rectus depress globe, medial rectus turns globomedially, okay. Then lateral rectus turns globe turns globe. Then dorsal oblique rotate 12 o'clock, ventral oblique rotate 12 o'clock, and retractor oculi retract globe. So these are 7 muscles, 4 straight, 2 oblique, and 1 retractor muscles. Rectus is, all rectus is straight muscles. You can see here again muscles. This one is superior obliques, medial rectus, here lateral rectus, here inferior rectus, right? Lateral rectus, then medial rectus and inferior. This one is right eye superior view and this one is right eye inferior view. In case of inferior view, you can see here inferior rectus clear cut. Okay. So after anatomy, your one of the heading is examination of the eye, right? So examination of eye is very important. So how can examine of eye? If there is eye problem, then first of all you examine naked eye examination, right? Uh, Gross abnormality of the anterior segment of the eye can be detected by naked eye examination. You can see naked eye examination like cherry eye, tumor of eye, conjunctivitis, corneal opacity, many things you can see grossly, right? Then pen light examination in dark room. Pen light examination, the light should be used as many different angles as possible. You can see through ophthalmoscope, right? Through better necessity to dilate the pupil before your ophthalmoscope examination. You should dilate the pupil with atropine 2%. That is called mediatrix, right? And different type of ophthalmoscope, distant direct ophthalmoscope. You can see here distance direct ophthalmoscope. You can see closed direct ophthalmoscope. You can see through figure. This is closed direct ophthalmoscope. That indirect ophthalmoscope. That indirect ophthalmoscope. There is monoocular and binocular ophthalmo. You should only you should know name of different type of ophthalmoscope in UG course. Detail will deal with in PG course. So you can diagnose by ultrasonography, help in the diagnosis of luxation of lens and retinal detachment. If there is luxation of lens and retinal detachment, you can go through ultrasonography, right? And ERG, that is electroretinography, to assess the condition of retina when ophthalmoscope examination is not possible, as in cataract, also help in prognosis in glaucoma. So in case of cataract and glaucoma, you have to go through ERG for viewing a important structure. So, intraocular pressure is a very important things for your examination point of view. If there is glaucoma, in case of glaucoma, there is increase of intraocular pressure. So, if there is a problem in vision, then you have to do some test. And one of the tests is intraocular pressure measurement. So intraocular pressure measurement you can will do by tonometers, right? So that is also called SIS tonometer. Normal intraocular pressure of dog is 15 to 25 mm. And another test is cotton ball test. The in this case, cotton ball is held high and the animal's attention direct towards it by making a noise, right? Then the ball then released in the animal's field on view and animals is observed to see whether it follow its path. If not followed, then there is some problem in vision, right? The normal response to movement of the eye to track the falling cotton ball, that is normal vision. So you can test examination vision of eye through cotton ball test. Another is Simon test. What is this? So it is a standardized strips of filter papers measure aqueous production over 1 minute in unanesthetized eye. Right? Normal value of the Simon test in the dog are mean of 20 mm and minimum of 15 mm. So in this case, measurement of lacrimal function using graded Simon tear strips, the tip of each strip is folded and placed into the lower medial fornix. Okay. Then 1 minute and the resultant value recorded in this strip. This test should be performed before the installation of any topical agent. Prevent pooling of residual stains. So just this strip is put in medial fornix for 1 minute. Then you can see, you can measure aqueous production of eye, right? Another test is fluorescent test. Indication of this test is nasolacrimal patency and ulceration of cornea. The strip should be one drop of fluorescent solution can be applied to the eye. The eye is then irrigated with further saline to flush excess fluorescein from the ocular surface. You can do fluorescent dye test through one drop of fluorescent dye put here, then flush with normal saline, right? If nasolacrimal patency means tears come from here to here, you can test through fluorescent test, right? If there is some obstruction in this canal, then excessive tears and excessive secretion of tears from eye. Then and which test after you can see here a positive zones of fluorescent test result as evident by appearance of fluorescent stain at the nostril, flowing its application to medial convex 1 drop fluorescent dye. You can see here also fluorescent dye on tongue. That means there is patency of nasolacrimal duct is normal. Another test is palpebral blink reflex test. This is tested by lightly touching the lateral and medial canthi one by one. The normal response is blink. If you touch here and here, if there is blink, that means there is normal. Corneal reflex test. So you can see here some cotton and made pointed part and touch with cornea. If there is a blink, then there is it's totally a sterile swab. I am audible. Okay. This is a totally sterile swab touch with cornea. Then you can see if there is a blink, then you can assess which type of problem in cornea or no. This another is Dagel reflex test. This tested by showing bright focal light quickly into the eye. Okay. If suddenly blink after a bright light, you can test through Dagel reflex test.